And I'd already missed all the pre-show, which before they tape shows, I'd actually previously been to a taping of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Oh, really?
When I was in high school. So
That's
I kind of
cool.
had an idea. Of course, it was a game show, so it wasn't exactly the same format as a sitcom. But I kind of knew a little bit of the process. And they have, like, a pre-show warm-up where there's, like, a guy that warms up the crowd. And I think they aired one of the episodes. Maybe they let
you up.
So that you can kind of get an idea for what the show is if you don't know or if you've not seen it before.
Okay.
So they kind of let you see that before. So I missed all that. I wasn't inside.
You already knew what the show was.
I didn't necessarily need it, but I was like, oh, I missed seeing the episode, but who cares? Because now I'm here, and I was just scared that I wasn't going to get in, but I ended up in. So
that is crazy.
It was insane. It was so crazy. When you asked me to talk about it, I was like, she doesn't know what she's getting herself into.
No, I did not. But it was interesting and really cool, and it just nice people.
There are nice people and people that make magic, even not in Disney World. It's still magical out there. So I go in, and as I'm walking, there's like, it's already dark. They've got the lights down. They're about to start kind of not curtain calls, I guess curtain calls at the end, but they're about to call out all the actors and introduce them and everything. And
I'm getting excited now just hearing it.
Oh, it was the best experience. And so as I'm like walking up these stairs, and there's like a it's kind of like on risers a little bit where the audience sits.
I've seen pictures of kind of like
it's a weird awkward thing. There's like risers and audience, and the set is actually below at all of you. All the audience. And so as I'm going through there and I'm like going up the steps, the woman that was leading me in that was really, really nice, she has her walkie-talkie. And she turns around to me and holds the walkie-talkie up to me. And what they said on the walkie-talkie was, hey, can you let that guy in too? We've got another seat. And so then I was just absolutely mind blown that this happened. And so then, like, I'm like, okay, my husband's coming in, and I'm assuming I'm going to be, like, way up in the back, like, not really.
Yeah.
I end up walking in, and there are 2 seats in the center on the front row.
Oh, my gosh.
On the front row, there are 2 seats. God provides.
Yeah.
God provides. And that's what I was thinking, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Amazing.
Because we walked in, and there they were, just 2 seats in the front row. And she's like, those are yours. I was like, no, they're not. Like, I still had a moment of disbelief. No. She's like, no, those are your seats. Go.
Y'all are VIP.
Exactly.
You came in last. And you sit in the front. Yeah.
It was crazy. And I know probably everybody behind me hated me, so I'm sorry. If any of you ever watch this, I'm sorry. I promise you I had enough of an emotional roller coaster. But so I go sit down, and then my husband joins me, and he sits next to me, and he's like looking at me like, is this real life? I don't know. Pinch me because I'm really not sure.
No, it's TV land.
It was. It really was. We could have made a whole episode of a TV show about what happened to us. But what they told us was 2 of the VIPs that were sitting in the front decided to go and sit on the floor instead, or I guess be on set.
You were in a VIP seat.
So I was technically in a VIP seat after all that. So it's literally been 4 hours at this point. We waited outside for probably 3.
Oh wow!
And I was so excited. But now that I actually am in the building, I'm sorry. I know this is a really long story.
No, it's
the taping started, and it was amazing. Like. They called out the actors first, and then they started kind of blocking out the scenes and lining everything up. And, of course, the episode that I saw was Girl Meets Master Plan, which
aired last Friday.
Right. Yes. And so I was, like, really excited because we didn't know if there was going to be a guest star. We didn't know maybe Will Friedle was going to come on because we knew that although...
You didn't know if there was going to be a guest star?
We didn't know. We
had
no idea
who the guest star was, so this is exciting for those who have... Okay, wait. Disclaimer, for those who have not seen Girl Meets Master Plan and don't like spoilers, this is not a spoiler-free zone, so you may want to stop right here.
You need to stop because...
and watch the episode.
Go watch the episode and come back and watch.
Yes.
So I didn't know, and I had heard a rumor kind of, because I was looking online a little bit beforehand, and they had said that the taping that happened the week before I went was the actual last episode of the season.
Oh.
So there was, for some odd reason, they were taping this out of order. So the last episode they taped, because this was actually the last episode that they taped of the first season, but it was not the last episode chronologically in the season.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I thought that was weird, but I thought, maybe there's a reason behind that. Maybe there's an actor that has a conflict or whatever. So then I was like, okay, who's it going to be? Is it going to be someone? And they called out all, Ben and Danielle and everybody, and I was just absolutely flabbergasted they were in front of my face. That was exciting. And Rowan and Sabrina, they were all really just adorable. They are exactly how they look. They were all precious and beautiful, and they were just, and even Augie Maturo.
I love Augie Maturo.
He is adorable.
He makes the show for me. I love everyone else, but he's just too cute.
He is, and he's such a great little actor. Like he really is on point, and he puts together the Cory and the Topanga that I feel like the writers intend for him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, he's so great. So he was there too. He wasn't actually, spoiler alert, in the episode, but he was on set.
He wasn't. I didn't even realize that. Wow.
Another spoiler alert, they didn't have the school set out at all. Oh. It wasn't in the episode at all either.
That's right. My sister pointed that out.
Right. So none of the stuff that I had seen previously, Girl Meets World, was really there at all. And even, spoiler alert, Corey Fogelmanis and Peyton Meyer, they weren't in, which is Lucas and Farkle. They weren't in the episode, but for a little bit. So they were there as well. So I called out everybody, and I'm getting excited. I'm like, okay, because I believe Michael Jacobs introduced everyone. Who's one of the? I know, and I had a moment with him. Michael, my husband, is like, who's Michael? I'm like, because he's older than me, but he just never got on the train. He wasn't a sitcom guy. Yeah. So I was still, I was like leaning over to him,
educating him.
Mid episode, I was having to educate him about everything that was going on. But then they called him, and it was Ryder Strong, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, Ryder Strong is here!"
I know. I love Shawn. He makes my heart go soft every time.
Shawn Hunter, and I felt like I don't feel like I get really started. I mean, I'm married, but I had a moment. I had a full blown this is Ryder Strong.
Can you hear your voice screaming whenever you watch the episode?
I wanted to. I listened really closely because we were right there. Yeah. The microphones were right above us. Oh. I couldn't pick it out, but maybe if I listened again. I didn't really. Yeah. I was focused on. I was like, those, because the last time I heard those lines, I was seeing them. Yeah. So I was like,
that's crazy.
Really, this is happening. So that was just an exciting thing for me to see the episode. But so they called Ryder Strong. Really quickly finishing up the just general idea of how it went for me. Yeah. The scenes were really it was really exciting to see the reunion scene between Shawn and Corey. Yeah. And whenever Corey has spoiler alert, I know we've already said that, but I really don't want to mess it up for you guys because it's a great episode. Yeah. He has his back to Maya and Shawn and Riley, and he's talking to Topanga, and whenever he spins
was a funny
around,
scene.
It was great, and that was actually, I think, they probably averaged 3 to 4 takes on most of the scenes, and then they'd go back and do, if there was a line that they wanted to change, or if they wanted, different inflection or whatever, they'd direct and go back for another line.
That's interesting. I love, seeing, shows and productions come together. Yeah.
I think it's amazing. I want to be part of it. I want to be part of that world.
Me too. So anyone out there that wants to hire us,
we're right here. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
I really, it was amazing to see that firsthand. Yeah. It really, really was. Yeah. And so, the scene in particular with the cake and Maya and Shawn, that was the scene, I think that they probably took 7 or 8 takes of that scene. Really? Everything else went pretty well, really quickly. Not a lot of hiccups, you know, they kind of got it right. But when you had to toss that cake, and Danielle had to catch the cake, and so she was kind of waiting every single time, and it was just really, really funny. And, the audience laughed every time, because it was different every time, and it was... It was great. Fun. The only other thing that was kind of surprising to me, maybe, that I didn't really know, they didn't film every single scene for that episode in front of us. They actually filmed all the diner scenes. I'm not sure when, maybe another time that day, or maybe earlier in the week, I'm not sure, but those were on a different set.
Well, that was kind of a big spoiler to the diner scene.
It's true.
So it makes sense. Yeah.
So they couldn't really, I guess, continuity, I'm not sure, but the only sets that were actually... up during my taping was the living room and the kitchen and Riley's bay window. Okay. And that was really it. So,
the main sets,
But they showed those scenes on a screen. So we got to kind of see how they would fit into the show. And I think those were the only scenes that weren't filmed that night, but it was really awesome. So cool.